Sitting across me, um, another well-renowned rapper.
Oh my.
Dare I say that?
Oh my.
And I mean that. What's up, Chyna the Artist?
Yes. What's good, bro? What's good,
You
homie?
good, bro?
I'm nice.
Wow,
I'm
bro.
nice, bro.
By the
Bless
way,
more, bro.
if you're wondering, that's his track playing
Yep.
in the background.
Yep.
Tell us, bro. How do you cook up something so good, dog?
My nigga, it's all about timing and patience and just being consistent. And a whole lot of backstories behind that as well.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
we'll get into those.
We'll get into that
We'll
as we
get
go
into
along,
those.
for sure.
For people that don't know, shame on you. Where you been? Chyna the Artist.
Yeah,
Who
boy.
is Chyna the Artist?
Bro, simple terms, I'm just a guy who happens to make good music. Emphasis on good.
Mm.
That's as best as I can put it, bro.
Where you from, bro?
Originally, I'm from Vryheid,
Yeah.
but
Shout
right now
out
I'm
to
stationed. V-Town boy.
That's my homeline.
No zorg, no zorg. But at the moment, I'm stationed here in Durban, bro. I just moved here for work. In June.
Mm.
June, actually.
So you grew up in Vryheid?
My whole life, bro. Vryheid,
Yeah.
and then I moved to town.
Okay.
So now I'm based in town in Vryheid.
Okay. Which high school?
V
Which
Town.
schools did you go to?
I went to primary. I went to Vryheid Junior.
Mm.
And then, like, grade 5, I switched. Like, the schools are, like, literally next to each other. So, Vryheid Junior was, like, on the left-hand side. And then I went to a primary after grade 5.
Yeah.
I continued there, NRS,
Yeah.
New Republic School. And then that's when, like, I really found my passion for music.
Yeah.
And a little bit of acting there. I was dabbling La Pana.
Yeah.
And then high school, I went to a Vryheid High School.
Okay.
Yes.
Shout out to NRS. I didn't know at NRS you were exposed to such.
Boy. I was there, grade 5, dog.
So
I'm telling you.
you guys had like music classes there.
We had choir classes,
Okay.
and then during grade 6, 7, we had this, what was this drama play, The Prince of Egypt. And I remember clearly, bro, Mrs. Van Rooyen put me on that shit, bro. Mrs. Van Rooyen, shout out to you if you're watching.
Shout out
You
to
know,
Mrs.
she
Van
put me on that
Rooyen,
play,
bro.
bro. I played Pharaoh,
Yeah.
you know, so, like, I really loved the stage from that point on.
So that's that you've been on since then.
Since then, bro.
Yeah. And in high school, so
High school, I was a dancer, actually. To be
Shit.
honest with you, bro. Truth be told, I was a dancer, pop locker.
yeah.
So grade 8, I didn't even, like, be a thing. Go to, okay, now I'm dancing. Yeah, well, it was, there was a talent show happening.
Yeah.
When I applied there, I actually wanted to sing, bro. Yeah, well,
and
I wanted to try my Michael Jackson voice, my Usher voice there. I thought, I'm gonna sing. And then I picked the song, Usher song. What is that song? Damn, I forgot the name. But I picked an Usher song. I sang it, and then, what's her name? Our drama teacher with the purple hair. I think it was Mrs. Struvig, if I'm not mistaken. Mrs. Struvig, nah? Yes, Mrs. Struvig was like, all right, I hear the singing, boy.
Yeah.
Could you try and dance? Maybe. I'm like, all right. I didn't
Pitching
audition
your
to dance, but let me try it. Yeah, well, and then I auditioned to dance, bro. They played me a Neo song, Miss Independent. I slammed the moves there, bro. I was like, bam, bam, bam. Michael Jackson moves there, moonwalk, nyana there. She was like, nah, you on. And from that point on, I started dancing.
Wow.
Dancing straight.
And when does the rapping start?
Grade 9. I had a couple of friends which I'm still friends with now. One of them is like actually my producer. So he was like a big fan of Drake. Yeah, well, and then he downloaded like some beats from Drake, and then he was rapping over them, and he was like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing, but I'm just rapping over downloaded beats, nani." So if you want to jump on, then jump on. I was like, all right, cool. Wrote some verses, Nami. We actually, from that time, we were recording off my friend's phone, he had this nice ass phone, to which when you recorded the clarity, it was so clear, when you recorded. So we're like, shit, we can use this. So we can record this and then place it on a virtual DJ. We just mix it in there,
Yeah.
and that's when we started writing and recording from that point on. So I think it was like maybe 2011,
Yeah.
2012 there.
Shit.
Yeah, we're just playing around, fooling around, Javel, from time to time.
So I guess you guys were another bunch of creatives.
Yeah, the dog. We just came out, Jim. We just came up.
Yeah.
But I actually was in love with music, bruh,
Mm.
since probably when I was 12.
So what was Chyna the Artist listening to
At that time?
at that time?
My guy, you won't believe it, but I think the first song I fell in love with, which it just blew me out of my mind, was Eminem, When I'm Gone. Kating Salemondlo, ne? Vryheid. And then my neighbor was, I think, was washing his dad's car. And then the song on the radio came on, Eminem, When I'm Gone. Blew my mind, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, how does he do that? Like, what is that? I didn't even know what hip hop was, bro. Yeah, boy.
So wait, before that, what were you listening to?
Things that were playing on radio. Something go Brenda Fassi or Malaika, Mafigizolo, all of them songs.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I heard a hip hop song
Yeah.
where I was like, I think this is what I want to do.
Mm.
And then from there, I was just learning to write their lyrics to learn the song.
Yeah.
And then I found out I can actually write my own songs. Yeah, but
Using the same beats.
Using the same beats, Lampe, if I downloaded them, or since my friend knew how to download some songs from or some downloaded beats or Drake, and then I would write my own from there. But from 12 years old, bro, hip hop was like, yeah, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to rhyme, all of that. So it started from there.
So you basically taught yourself.
I told myself.
Shit, bro.
I told myself. Because ubelalela to a whole lot of Uzola, Uzola and what is that group kokona OTKZ.
Yeah.
I was listening to that, so I got Lapo, they were still playing cassettes,
Yeah.
you know?
So
So I'd borrow his cassette tapes on like weekends and then put it on the radio, and then I was like listening to a whole lot of Zola, like, damn, these niggas can rhyme. What is this? I want to do this, you know? So that's how I learned these songs, and I fell in love with music from that point on, and I wanted to rap straight.
Shit, bro.
Yeah.
So you were in high school. What did you guys have, like ciphers or
Here and
anything
there.
like that?
Here and there, it was like a couple of ciphers, but since then I danced more than I
you
rapped. Yeah, well, so it was like ciphers of dancing, and they were like, "Hey, but dude, you can rap though. Come on, spit a verse." I'm like, come on, boys, don't do that to me. Yeah, well, and then it was here and there, just ciphering, rapping, trying to freestyle, but I'm not that good, so don't put me on. And then we were trying, bro, trying, rapping here and there. But in high school, I actually did more dancing and poetry. That's what they knew me most for. Yeah, well, than rapping and writing songs and recording music. They knew me mostly like, oh, that nigga, his poetry is dope.
Yeah.
And his dancing is dope too. Yeah, well, since I learned writing for myself from 12, by the time I hit high school, my poetry writing was like on point. Yeah, and then I was actually reciting some other people's poems as well at school, and yeah.
So, speaking about poetry, who are your major influences as far as that is concerned?
I wouldn't say they poets, but to me, bruh, I mean, Wale,
Yeah.
Wale, he's a poet, he's a rapper, still us. That nigga
Storyteller.
kicks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Storyteller for days. No Eminem, tonight, still. J. Cole, them guys. Those were the ones like, or Shakespeare, or especially Mrs. Struvich was my English teacher, so she really put me on some literature and bella, you know. So I really just took a lot from there.
So now in your current material, do you like research your topics or
like when I write?
Yeah.
When I write now, I'm just basically writing off what I'm going through at the time, bro.
Yeah.
And I pick inspiration from everything around me, all my experiences, whether it happened to me before or like it's something that I aspire to.
Mm.
That's what I write about. But like my friends, my family, my loved ones, those are my inspirations,
Mm.
and everybody else that's just around in the world,
Mm.
I pick from there.
Yeah. So, currently, like right now, what do you think of um, sort of like the SA hip hop scene? Would you say are we headed in the right direction, or do you feel like a lot more still needs to be done in order to see um, more artists getting to that same level where an artist like like sorry, Nasty C is at, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah, in hip hop in
For
SA.
me, I think we definitely heading in the right direction, but there still needs to be like a whole lot of you guys that needs to put us on these nice platforms. You know what I mean? Because especially for me, coming out of Fred, bruh,
Yeah,
there's no exposure whatsoever.
yeah,
So how much Damani could actually really take from this
yeah,
podcast that you're doing right now, and they can put it on Vryheid because it's like a small town,
yeah.
and nobody's really thinking out the box. Like, hey, we need to do it ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah, well, we can't now wait to hey, I need to get to Joburg to get this kind of reach.
Yeah.
I need to go to Durban. Yeah, boy, for all of it. So, in that point of view, Woodsy, as an individual, as an artist yourself, bruh, you need to do it yourself
Yeah.
to get yourself out there. But at the same time, we also need people like you guys to like actually offer with, hey, bruh, I see you nice on the net.
Mm.
Yeah, well, your music is good. Like, let me just give you a shout.
Yeah.
Come on my show. Let me give you a platform, yeah, and then you boost yourself from there.
Mm.
But in terms of the industry right now, and where all nasty are at, those guys are actually people to look out for and look up
Yeah.
to as well. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's
'Cause,
true,
Yo,
that's
he's
true,
been
bro.
doing some major things. I remember when I heard he played City for the first time.
Mm.
I was like, God, my Lord, who this nasty,
You're
bro?
This kid is going somewhere.
You know what I mean? Who is this nasty though? And to find out at that time, I think it was probably 18, nah?
Yeah. It's still
Fresh out of high school, bro. I was like, sheesh, what am I doing with my life? You know? And Buga Gemanju Tusego Plumfola did some hella major moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. And to think he started in Durban. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
He did it himself, dude. He did it himself. So we definitely in the right direction.
It-
Mang Buga Nabo or big hash of it too, which we're just coming up on the scene. I was looking at him on the net, yeah, well, and a couple years back, Buga Manji doing some major moves.
Mm.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So definitely.
It definitely shows, like, you know, when you look at somebody from where you from, like for in your case an STC
Yeah.
was originally from this region, and he can make it that far. That tells you that it's possible for someone like you as well
Def, bro.
to make it that far. And it's all a case of just picking a page from the book that Nesty C has actually written for us in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lack of that, you know, amongst our community, especially the black community, like taking inspiration from other people's excellence. Instead, we wanna be stuck in competitions.
Yeah.
It's like I can do it better than
Yeah.
that guy.
Exactly. Exactly.
If somebody watched this podcast and they feel I suck and they're like, shit, if that guy can do it and he sucks like this, so that means I can do it as well, and it could be better than his. Instead of that guy coming to me and say, yo, dude, I like what you do. I also want to do it. But can we work together and actually put each other on?
Yeah.
Because that's all that it is about. It's
That's
about
all.
people coming together and working together and creating opportunities.
Absolutely.
Which is what we're doing here. Because
yeah.
as far as I would like this podcast to go, it won't go that far with just me. So obviously,
Definitely.
when people such as yourself come on the podcast, it's also an opportunity for this podcast to actually go to the next level.
Everybody can benefit, bro.
Yeah. So speaking about working with other people, who are you currently working with? Maybe that hasn't been in your space, like maybe for the past 5 years, or who are you looking to work with?
Actually,
going forward?
I I like working with different people on every new project I work with. Yeah, well, cause yeah, I know my friends from back home. I know they're nice, but if I've worked with you, probably on a new project, I might not work with you unless like it's genuine. Like, okay, I really need this guy.
Yeah.
There's nobody who can do it like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but at the moment, I'm currently working. I think it's one of your friends as well. Ooh, Jamabel James. I hope I'm saying that right, homie.
Yeah.
Jamabel.
Yeah. It's
Jamabel
Pal.
James. Yeah, that's the homie I'm working with currently on this.
Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
Just a side note. James is banned on this podcast.
Band.
Yeah. Let's carry on. I'm kidding, James. It's just that everyone mentions him. Like,
Oh, for real?
yeah, like a lot of people have come on the podcast and actually mentioned
Oh,
James.
but
But-
you see with the
But-
networking,
Yeah,
into where the
people
reach
working
is.
together.
Yeah, well, when you work together, your name is like in people's
everywhere.
tongues, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm working with Jean Bell.
Sure.
Oh, Jean Bell? Yeah.
Shout out to Gemma.
So shout out to the homie, man.
Yeah.
Hey, because I saw him on Insta, on actually another homie of mine, Tiny Films. He posted him, and then I also saw him on GNPS _ podcast. I was like, yo, this guy can sing, bro. Maybe I need to work with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because since I've moved here in June, I haven't really worked with anybody from Durban. So I was like, all right, I need to work with somebody from this side, just to also, reach out to the crowd that's here, because I cater to my Vryheid crowd very well. So, if I move to another city, then let me work with somebody else, jam with them, and then boom. So that's the homie I'm working with currently. And then people that I want to work with, I don't know a whole lot of people out here in Durbs, but to aspire to work with, maybe Abo Nasty C, definitely, bruh. Maybe Frank Casino, a.k.a., I don't know. Questa still owes me a song. But yeah.
Nice. You and Questa.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but those are the people, bruh, I really
Yeah.
want to work with right now.
Yeah. So currently, how many? You only got one project out.
For this year, 2019, I only have one project out, which is called For Uncle Ray. It's everywhere on the online stores. Go get it, please.
Yeah.
It's on my link on my bio as well. Instagram at
Wait.
Chyna The Artist,
Yeah.
and on Twitter at Chyna The Artist. So yeah, that's the only project I have out right now. And in terms of singles, nothing as yet. But me and the crew, one of the boys that we were actually just downloading beats and rapping in high school with, he's my producer now. His name is Zwa Beats. We have a group called In Your Speakers. We're actually working on a new project, which we hope we're going to drop it next year, 2020 sometime,
Wait.
if all works out.
So you got a band?
You could say a band, a crew, just some guys who make good music, emphasis on good.
So what's your band's name?
In Your Speakers.
In Your Speakers.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you all rap or?
No. It's just it's actually 3 guys.
Okay.
I'm the only rapper, and then the 2 guys, Master Z is a producer, and then Zwa is also a producer. So it's just 3 of us, bro.
Oh. I can't wait for that.
Ooh, my nigga.
So-
Jamal Bell is gonna be there, so of course it
Okay.
should be nice.
Okay, so the work that you're doing with Gemma Pal is gonna be
Hopefully it's gonna be on the project. If not, then it's probably gonna drop as a single, because I really like that jam. It's sweet. It's got that Aston Martin music type of feel, you know.
yeah. I've heard it too, lady.
Yes.
You're not wrong about that.
Yes. Yes.
You're not wrong about that. But I can't wait for the final product, man.
Definitely, bro.
So do you have like a process when you working that you follow?
sometimes I
Yeah.
do, because the project that I released last year, as a crew, In Your Speakers dropped us a tape called 2 back in April, and then they loved that tape so much that they were like, yo, we need like a solo, because when we do these projects as a group, we feature like everybody. Yeah, well, like a singer there, a rapper there, or a poet there. And then when we work as, if me, I'm making a project, then it's all gonna be just me. Like probably 95% of it is gonna be me.
Mm.
So after that two project that dropped in April last year, Zwa, my producer, was like, "Ish, guy, they like this tape,
Mm.
but they kind of said they need more view." Yeah, well,
Shit.
because the last project I dropped was back in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so it's like been 3 years and without a single mixtape
Shit.
from my side. So I was like, maybe, bro. I don't know,
Mm.
maybe. But since I was going through a whole lot in 2019, I was like, all right, let me do it.
Yeah.
And then I think the process I went through was like, there's a whole lot of couple producers that I know from back home, and then there were also some guys that I knew when I was in varsity in PLK
Mm.
that I knew that they were nice. So I hit them up as well, like, hey guys, send me beats. And my producers as well from back home in Vryheid, I'll tell you, send me beats. I'll just write. I'll record. And then that's how we did it. We just recorded. And then after we were done, we picked like the best 15.
Mm.
Yeah, well.
So you say you were studying in Polokwane.
Mm.
What were you studying there?
I was actually studying safety and security management, and
Okay.
policing.
Okay. How many years did you spend there?
It was like a 3-year diploma.
And how was it there? Like, I mean,
It was like a new city. At
being,
first,
being Zulu in
Hey,
Polokwane.
tell me about it,
No
guy.
offense to Polokwane,
Yay,
ne?
I'm
No
telling
offense.
you, because I actually applied at TUT, ne,
Yeah.
for policing, and then I think I was supposed to go to to Pretoria,
Yeah.
but for some reason they accepted me at Polokwane.
Yeah.
When I first went there, my guy, at first I was like, Bangladesh, bruh. Bangladesh, what are they doing to me? Because there's Spadies there, there's vendors there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the city, I don't know the language. What am I doing here? You know what I mean? Yo, it was bad. At first, I was scared. I was like, Ma, after this semester, I got to transfer. I can't be here. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I can't be here. But over time, I met some good people, bro. Some good artists as well. Cause I played some sports as well.
Mm.
I played basketball, so I met some good people there that showed me the ropes. You know, showed me the town, showed me the Kasi there where I was living. Like, hey, don't go here. Yeah, well, chill with these guys. You know.
Yeah.
So, and then I met some dope ass artists. Cause from Vryheid, I never used to perform a lot. So when I got to PLK, and they heard about me. They knew I do music. I started doing some recordings, some features. They're like, "Hey, guy, you sing, you rap, come through, come perform. We have a gig like somewhere, yeah." And then we did, cause I met a guy there too by the name of Davi September
Yeah.
in school, and then he was a singer from Joburg. So we like gelled when it came to music.
Yeah.
So he put me on that side. Oh, bro, we went gigging like everywhere in PLK, almost everywhere, you know. And the music scene there is popping. It's different, but it's also booming.
Yeah.
And the way they welcomed me and they accepted me for the style that I do and the fact that I'm Zulu, they were like, "Nah, bruh, fuck that. You nice, keep
We
doing
fucks with
this,
you."
you know." Yo, bruh. So it was actually cool. It eventually ended up being cool, and I was like, "No, I'm not transferring anymore.
Mm.
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna finish here," you know, and that's what I did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So that's where you got a taste of
Performing, right?
and-
You know, mingling,
Yeah.
meeting new artists, meeting new producers, and all that. So, I was like, yes, this is good. This is good.
and how much has that grown you as an artist?
Major way, bro. Major way. Cause from like moving there, I dropped my first tape when I was there, like my first solo tape. Yeah, boy. That's how much they loved my music. They were like, "Nigga, do a tape. We need a tape, like a project." So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna give you a project," and they accepted it so well, you know. And the people that I was working with there as well, they knew a whole lot about the internet scene and whatnot. So they created these websites by themselves, Jal. These
You're
people
lying, bro.
do it themselves, bitch. Created the website to where you can download the music for free, even. Yeah, well, so them guys really helped me out, bro. Like I've said, I met some good people down there.
Yo,
Yeah, well.
bro. Those are some hardworking people.
Hardworking, Baba. Hardworking. So the scene there is actually pretty beautiful, and I grew a whole lot as an artist and as an individual. So music wise, I really took it seriously. I went gigging. I went to radio interviews there. So it like grew me and made me aware, Guti, no, Baba, your music needs to be out here.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
And back home, you're not getting any love.
I was.
But I mean,
As
like,
soon as I came back,
it's not the same love that you experiencing
you know what I
over there.
mean?
'Cause
No, it wasn't.
I look at you, bro, and the way you're describing this, bro, it's
Oh.
genuine. You can't fake what you're telling me, bro.
Because it was like a new city, it.
Yeah.
It was a new city. For me, it was foreign, bruh. I was like, yo, ngizokwenza la kodwa namapedi namavenda bethu. But over time, I learned the language, and then it became like a whole lot better moving around. And yo, when I went back home after I dropped that tape, and when I finished my diploma, then they were like, "Hey, my guy, you've been doing some big things out there, huh? You
That's
know,
what's up.
you've been doing some good things out here, bro. Let's put you on now."
Mm.
Yeah, boy.
Ah, man. So, being here, being this side, being back at home, aren't you missing out on that?
Wait,
Or
and
is there somebody still keeping that alive?
wait,
I mean,
which
like,
side?
the websites that you guys had built to put your music out there.
I think the guy still has it up, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, I met another guy through him who helps me put my stuff online and everywhere on iTunes and Spotify and whatnot. So I think from that relationship, another good relationship came about.
Mm.
Yeah, well, so I think for sure he probably still has it up because he's like a good book writer. That's why he came up with this stuff, because he was also trying to sell his book and everything and write, and so I think for sure it's probably still up. If it's not selling music, but he's probably selling something else on there.
Mm.
Yeah, on the page.
Wow, you seem like somebody who's well informed about online marketing and
Hey, my guy, them
a-
guys put me on, bruh.
and especially like the online scene in terms of building a brand and running a brand.
Very important.
How vital would you say that is in this time and era for a young up and coming artist?
Hey, as much as I hate, well, not hate, but I don't like the internet that much, because I know you gotta be on it like 24/7, bruh. Your boy, if you need to put your stuff on there, you need to be on there. You need to be active. Data, pa. So it's pretty hard, but it's actually pretty vital if you want to push your brand, if you want to push your music, if you want to push whatever you're doing. If you need the reach to be out there, you gotta be. You gotta be for that time. Yeah, well, because I mean, it helps you reach places that you wouldn't be able to. You're just one man, one woman. Yeah, well, you can only do so much. But if you're on the net, making sure that you keep on people's faces. Because if you're on people's faces, this guy again. You know what? When's on? Let me check him out. Oh, shit. He's actually doing music. This guy's actually good. Hey, my guy, have you seen this guy? Have you heard this guy? Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
So it's like a ripple effect, bro. You got to be on there as much as you can, even though, yeah, the internet may get like a bit enticing and a bit, yeah, well, but it's actually pretty vital and pretty important if you want to build from there. Because I could say most of my fans know me from the internet. Or most of the people that love my music are from the net or IG or whatever.
Can I just like attest to what you're saying? I actually find out about you through the internet.
You see what I mean?
Because Undumiso, my friend who happens to be your
Yeah.
homeboy, was on my podcast, and we were talking about you, and we were talking about music and up and coming artists, and he mentioned you in such a manner that he told me that I had to check out your stuff, and I was like, okay, I got that.
Yes.
That very same weekend, I had to go home, so along the way, I just said, okay, let me just give this a chance and just get a good listen.
Dark.
Press play. I didn't even press shuffle. I just press play
From the one.
and let it go. From the one, I'm like,
yeah, boy.
I paused that thing, pick up my phone. according to me, so I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this? I'm sorry. I'm like, who the hell is this? I need to meet this guy, bro. He's like, yeah, that's China, bro. Holla at him. I'm like, shit. The whole weekend I was listening to your music, bro, and that's literally how I found out about you. And
Damn,
look
damn.
at that, you sitting across me right now, and I'm
Hey,
speaking to
GNPS row underscore podcast. We out here.
and actually that means, to be honest, I'm one of your fans.
Thank you,
now.
bro.
That's through the internet.
That's all.
Because
See what
thanks
I
to
mean?
iTunes, I could just straight up go on the net and just find that
Yeah.
and it was that easy. And so it just justifies what you were saying, that you gotta be out there.
You got
You gotta put yourself out there, put
For
your
sure.
music out there, let people hear what you have to say or what you have
Mm.
to offer.
Mm.
So going forward, how you plan to grow Chyna the Artist, the brand?
Mm. I want to grow it so big, bruh, but it needs a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of my
This is
time
this
to
is the
sacrifice.
this is the platform, bro.
You know what I mean? But platforms like this actually help a nigga a whole lot because they boost your reach. You know, people find out about you. People see you on the podcast. They're like, "Yo, this guy is the guy to follow." You know what I mean? But like I said, basically, like sacrificing your time. Because mind you, we getting old, we're
Yeah.
growing, so we got other priorities. You know,
Yeah.
we got things to do. We got work here. And then there's not so much time spent on maybe recording or creating music. So I think just trying to balance and sacrificing your time is very important. But from here on forward, I really just want to do more of these. Like some more sit downs, bro, some more interviews, some more getting to know who the artist is. And from that point, maybe getting some more performances. Because that way also you get a whole lot of exposure. People get to know how you are on stage. What's your energy like on stage performing? Like, is this guy even worth calling up to come perform at a gig if he's just gonna stand there and be like, this is the intro? Or like, is that guy to, pump up the crowd and make sure with you get your money's worth?
Energy.
Yeah, one of it. Yeah, so I gotta get more of those, hopefully. And like you said, bro, we doing this ourselves, so no manager, no label, nothing. It's gonna be difficult, but we're gonna have to try.
Would you say you need any investors?
Hopefully, if any investors are out there,
Okay,
man,
let's do this. Let's put it out there. Chyna the Artist now. Right now, his music is available on basically all digital platforms.
Yep.
iTunes, Spotify, Deezer,
Yep.
whatever you're using. Go out there and check out his stuff.
Def.
So if you're a local person and this reaches your ears, here's an opportunity, a business opportunity, legit business opportunity to invest in talent.
Definitely.
And it's not just talent, it's not just any talent. It's talent that's been nurtured and it's headed somewhere. It just needs a little bit of a kick. So if you're somebody that can bring that kick, holla at the boy. Give them the handles.
Yes. Instagram at Chyna _ the artist. Twitter is the same as well.
So right now, like earlier we were talking. You were
Yeah.
telling me you're going away
Yes, bro.
for a couple
Work
of
things,
months.
man. Hey, yeah, well, my
Tell us
time is
about
gonna be
that.
limited. Time is gonna be limited, bro. So I'm going to Pretoria for some training for work stuff. I'll be back in 90 days, back in Durban. So hopefully when I get back, some of these business opportunity guys will have seen this.
Yeah.
And, they would have given me a shot.
Yeah.
And then come back, perform, do some more interviews, the most, bro. And handle. Yeah.
Wow. So it's not only just music for you. So there's a whole lot more. So you also got work, which you have to.
Because, man, like I always tell
how
my
do you
friends.
manage it?
We need that work. We need that income.
Yeah.
You need money to fund your dreams.
Mm.
That's what I say.
Mm.
You need money to fund your dreams, bruh.
Mm.
Because without, if I didn't have, I mean, you can record as much as you can, but if you really want to get that reach, you really need to invest some bit of money
Mm.
to post on these socials, to post on the net, or to post on iTunes. You need data, so you need a bit of money there to fund that little dream of yours.
Mm.
Yeah, Antoine?
Mm.
Definitely. So gotta handle this work, and then we'll see when the music pick up. So it will pick up.
Yeah.
But right now it's picking up good though.
Hopefully, you and James would have put out that fire.
Hey, bro. Hopefully, if that nigga stops slacking though. But we nice though. We nice. We
Yeah.
gonna handle.
Yeah. Earlier, you told me you played basketball.
Yeah, bruh.
Who's your favorite team in the NBA?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Lakers, man.
Why is it because of LeBron?
Nah, not because of LeBron, man. Because the team is nice.
Man, the Lakers haven't been nice, dog.
Oh well,
The only
I
thing
represent
nice
for the
that
history, man. I represent for the history. The history.
Kobe's
what
gone,
they,
man.
Ish, I know.
Get over
Kobe
it.
had to. Kobe though, my lord. But it's cool though. It's cool. We still got some boys that are really playing some good game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what do you think are the Lakers' prospect this year?
this year.
As a
Hopefully,
fan,
hopefully we
honestly,
take it.
be honest. Don't be. You know, don't ignore the obvious.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we may have some minor hiccups here and there, but
Yeah.
hopefully, circumstances change and we get some good boosts.
Okay. Do you see you guys making the playoffs?
Hey man, as difficult as that may sound, I got big hopes. I got big hopes. I got big hopes that we make it to the playoffs.
So long as LeBron doesn't get injured.
You know what I mean? But we'll see though. We'll keep him in our prayers.
So do you still play any basketball yourself?
Not as much. Not as much as I used to.
Why is that?
It's time, bruh.
Time.
Sacrificing my time is just, eesh. Yeah, it's
So-
on that level.
So what does so generally what does your typical day look like?
During the week, I'm working, from 7 to 5, and then I head home, I rest, or I listen to some beats that my producers have sent me, which I still need to write for. I'm sorry, bruh. I'm gonna get to it.
You haven't mentioned your producer's name.
Uzwa, I did.
Oh,
In your speakers
Once.
consists of Uzwa beats, no Master Z. Yo, them homies gonna kill me if I don't mention them. Sheesh. Those are my two producers that have been with me from the go. But the person that I worked with the most on He Blesses More, which I dropped last year, December, is Surge. So Surge Master, shout out to you, homie.
This is the intro.
Hey, yes.
Shit, I can't sing, bro. I don't want to. But yeah, it goes something like that. If you don't know, that's Blesses More from
Yes.
his latest project, which is available on iTunes.
Yeah, boy.
You can cop that real quick. Let's talk about like the online platform scene. You mentioned earlier that we need more people who are into podcast interview style type
Definitely.
of things
Yeah.
that you can find online. What do you think needs to be done? What needs to be done currently, based on what we have and what's available? What needs to be done? Because clearly this is not a one-man job. Like,
Eesh, my guy, there's a whole lot of extras and people behind the scenes that also do the utmost best, to make this happen. So shout out to the fellas that you're working with, bruh. Definitely. But I mean, from this point on, right now, we're just shooting at a hole. One of these days, one of these months, you're gonna have your own studio, bruh. Yeah, well, hopefully when some investors see that Abel, this Musa, bruh, he's actually doing something that's putting some kids on that are talented. So, maybe a recreational center, Beto Maspala can see this and be like, Abel, let's put this dude on, bitch. He's doing something for the community, something for the culture,
Yeah.
whatever them boys do when they rapping and I mean. But yo, he's actually helping some kids out. So
Yeah.
let's just boost him up, bitch. We get him a proper studio,
Mm.
and then from that point on, bitch, we can actually shoot from location.
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't end yet.
Yeah.
You know, this is just the beginning, bro.
It's just
This
the
is just the
beginning,
start,
bro.
bro.
We're just getting started.
Exactly.
I always people ask me like, where do you get the time? I'm like, I make the time.
Yep. True
Because
that.
I mean, you as a rapper yourself, you didn't get this good. You didn't just wake up one day and then you could just spit bars like the way you do
Nah.
now.
True story.
Yeah. How so do you like practice rhymes?
Not
Or
really
lyrics?
practice rhymes, but like I try to push my pen, bro, as much as I can.
Hmm.
That's why every time I finish a project, I always overthink, and I always just I don't know why I do this to myself, but I'm like, Ish, I don't know if I can do better. I don't know if I can do better than that last project. But then when like something good comes my way or like a good beat, and then I start writing for it, I'm like, fuck it, fuck that old shit. We gonna focus on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then I push myself to the limits, bro, just to make sure I top my previous work.
Hmm.
So that's what I do. I always push the pen, bro, as much as I can. Even if I'm not writing, maybe for a song or for a beat, I always like maybe write a phrase, nyana, or a line, just to
Hmm.
remind myself with, hey boy, don't sleep on yourself.
Have you been approached by any other artists to write for them, perhaps?
Not really. But I have maybe tried to when I think I had some writer's block sometime 2 years back, and I was like, hey homie, can you write this song for me? Because when I receive like a beat from my producer, if it doesn't touch my soul, it's gonna be hard to write for it. Yeah, well, so I asked this friend of mine. I'm like, hey guy, this beat, I don't know, just write something for me, please.
Hmm.
And then he did. And then when I read it, I was like, shit, I can't be saying these things. You know, this is not me. Why am I doing this? So I scrapped it, and then I vibed with it. I kept it for like a little while, maybe a couple months.
Hmm.
Then I listened to the beat again, and then I was like, nah, now I get it. Now I'm vibing. You
Yeah.
know, I think it was just the writing juices at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't hitting the way I wanted it to hit. That's why when I write, I don't rush, bro.
Yeah.
I don't rush.
Yeah.
Because if you rush me, then I'm not going to make it my best.
Yeah.
But if you give me my time, I'm going to make sure that shit is a hit.
Yeah.
That's why when you listen to Blesses More from 1 to 15, you're going to hear it with, hey, boy, this nigga worked.
Yeah.
This nigga worked. Everything is a fucking good ass song.
So let's go back to high school. Were you like the jock or Mr. Popular? Or you were just hanging around?
Yay. I was hardly the jock, man. Yay. You could say probably I was the jock of poetry
Yeah.
and drama and arts there.
Yeah.
I was the jock of that.
Yeah.
But sports, hey, you can never find me in sports. I was like, yeah, I quit rugby a whole long time ago. I was actually good in cricket
No.
in primary.
Bowler, batsman.
I was actually a good batsman,
Oh.
but I actually kind of fucked up a little bit because I entered I think it was the national. What do they call it? The nationals before the nationals.
Provincials.
Yeah, the provincials.
Yeah.
I was 14, but they needed under 13s.
Yeah.
But I went there, bruh. I played, and then I got in, and then my coach at the time found out the next morning, like, my real name is Jabulo, by the way. So I'm about to spaz
Shit.
out my government out here. He's like, Jabulo, come
What's
here.
your surname? While we at it.
Kanyil.
Javulo Kanyin.
Yes.
Oh. Spong and Guan.
Wow, so that's me, bro. That's me. So the next morning, he actually found out, like, hey, Jabulo, come here. You reached the nationals there, the provincials. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations. But didn't you say you were 14? Yo, I'm like, I messed up, bro. I messed up. I'm like, well, you can't be in the team. I'm like, oh. I'm good. I was the best batsman yesterday. Like, what the hell? Like, no,
Shit,
you
bro.
can't. You out. I was like, damn. So from that point on, I was like, fuck sports. Then it's not for me, man. You know. So high school, yeah, it was just poetry and a whole lot of talent shows.
Yeah.
Talent shows. I was like that guy. Everybody knew me. When it came to talent shows, they just knew. Like, hey, guy, are you in the talent show? Damn, this nigga's probably gonna win. Damn, what are we gonna do? You know. So I was that guy. I was a jock of
Shit,
that.
you know what? Listen, I know. Shit. Okay, let's clear out this first. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the first time I'm meeting you.
Diff.
In person.
Yes.
So I don't know you before this, but you're quite funny. Which brings me to the next point. I think you could cut it as an actor, bro.
Forever.
Ever thought about it?
My guy. Truth be told, since I was so good in like talent shows and high school and poetry and whatever, my English teacher, which was the one who actually put me on stage and was like, no, don't sing, just dance, was like, why don't you apply for drama at Wits and whatnot? I was like, you think so, man? All right, cool, I'm gonna do that. And then I applied, went for auditions, and that was like my first choice. Going to varsity, I was gonna do drama and arts because I also wanted to be like on stage and be on the music scene and see how I push that. So when you asked me that, I was like, it was actually gonna be on that path, but then my second choice was policing, which my whole life I kind of wanted to be a Marine, a soldier. So I was like, nah, let me take my second choice. And when it came to my grades after matric,
Yeah.
they weren't that high, and the fact that Wits' fees was just over the
Ridiculous.
moon. Like, God damn, what is going on? My parents was like, nope, you're not going there. I'm like, all right, it's cool. I can still do like my second little passion, Yana. But PLK, but we made it work.
Yeah, bro. Look
We
at
made it
you
work,
now.
bro.
Shit, man. Anyways, maybe it's for the best.
You know what I mean? Definitely. I
Maybe
think
it's
it is. I
Because
think
maybe
it is.
it would have dumbed down this rapper inside of you.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. So it was
Which-
actually pretty good that I went there. I did policing, and then on the side I was just doing the music, pushing my pen. Yeah.
Any of that mindset filters onto your music?
Which mindset?
The policing side, like your job side of it?
Yes, especially when it comes to time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm working on a project, I stick to the deadline.
Hmm.
You know, if I need this project to drop December, I gotta finish. I gotta make sure I finish by early November, just so we can compile everything together, make sure everything is mastered to this T. You know, because especially when I was working on my last project, Bliss is More, I was hands on.
Yeah.
I was hands on and everything. I was actually the director, bruh.
Everything.
You know, I was like, no, I need a beat like this, bruh. Please, I need a beat like this. I need to feel like this. Even though I wanted to just have fun with it and let loose and say whatever I wanted to say. Because previously I was like, all right, give me a beat. What you want me to say on this beat? What's the concept? All right, let me do that. But on this one, I was like, no, I want to create something like this. I have a title in mind, but I need a beat like this. Yeah, well, when you master my shit, master it like this. I need my voice to sound like this. So I was like actually to the T with everything. Everything. So I think that side, the discipline also comes to play when it comes to my music for sure.
So I think that's why you say you don't have time. Because thinking about that, it consumes hell of a lot of time.
Definitely.
Wow. So family wise, who consists of your family?
Both of my parents are still alive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord, for that.
Yes.
My mom and dad, and then my sister's 13,
Yeah.
and my brother's 23.
Any of them?
No, 22, my bad.
Yeah. Any of them that has an overly keen interest into your music?
Actually, my whole family listens to my music.
Whoa! Shout out to that, man.
even though my dad doesn't really understand most of it, but when my mom is playing some of my songs, I think he also hears like,
Wow.
all right, that's him. Nah, he's good. He's good. He's good. But my mom is a big fan. My sister's a huge fan, and my brother as well. So they all really dig my music
Hmm.
for sure.
For people that, for some other people, they could say that your stuff or J. Cole stuff sounds like your stuff, or your stuff sounds like his. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
Do you have an opinion on that?
I'm happy about that.
Wow.
You know, 'cause I mean, I'm being compared to my idols, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People I look up to, the people that I always, when I write, I don't know if this will sound crazy, but when I write or when I hear a song, I always think like, how would J. Cole sound on this song?
Mm.
Or like, how would he flow on this song? And maybe let me try doing this
Mm.
like him, 'cause I always with to I pick inspiration from like everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that I listen to, Eminem, J. Cole, or Anime, you know, those guys, I always pick some little inspirations from there. What does he do? What does he do? Let me add it to mine, you know, maybe add some sauce of my own
Mm-hmm.
and then make something of that. So when I'm being compared to like, hey, bruh, for a minute there, I thought that was J. Cole or something, you know? It's like when my friend was here, she was like, I played her my song, and she was like, I thought that was Drake. I was like, nah, check the phone. And she was like, oh, that's you know? So it's actually, it makes me happy, bro, when people say, hey, I almost thought that was Drake, or I thought that was
Mm.
J. Cole, you know? It's like,
Mm.
I'm being compared to my idols, so that's big to me.
Wow. Um, I think that a lot of um artists could learn something from you, man.
Perhaps, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong if somebody says your shit looks like somebody who's great.
True.
I don't see anything wrong.
Definitely.
That's a compliment.
Yes.
There's no other way I would see that.
Definitely, bro.
Um,
Definitely.
Wow, man. So Eminem, you spoke about him. You say he's one of your idols.
Yep, one of.
Um, Someone else would say Eminem is out right now. What would you say?
Eminem is out the limelight, or Eminem is not rapping nice?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Wait a minute. Are those gunshots?
I think it's probably firecrackers or fireworks.
Oh shit! It's Diwali.
Diwali. Oh.
Oh damn.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey.
I thought maybe there was a gunfight going on. Wow, man. Man, I think we're out of time. You had a lot of stories, bro.
Hey, Makandi. If I sat you
Shit.
down, you wouldn't believe.
I feel
You
like
wouldn't believe.
I feel like that was just 10 minutes, bro.
Sheesh, I know, right?
Sheesh. Yeah. We gotta bring it back, dog. Can we get that?
Bring me back, though. Bring back Chyna the Artist, man. Come on. For part 2. This is just part 1, right?
We're just getting started.
Nazog.
We're not gonna put any parts to it.
Nazog.
Yeah,
We're just getting started, bro.
We'll just let the story
We're just going to
live
jump, bro.
itself.
Yes.
Have a life of its own
To be continued.
to be continued. Yes, sir. Give them the socials, the handles.
Once again,
Where can
on
they find your
Instagram,
shit?
it's at Chyna_the Artist. Twitter as well, at Chyna_the Artist.